Hi guys, welcome to today's arm balance flow. My name is Heather and today we're just gonna have some fun, flow a bit, try some fun arm balances. This is definitely an intermediate to advanced class, and if you need to skip any poses, please feel free. No pressure, this is just for fun. We're gonna start in a tabletop position. So go ahead and take shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we're just gonna begin with some wrist warm up. Safety first, right? So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and just start to move in little circles in one direction. Just for a bit. And then switch directions. And then go ahead and take your wrists and flip them so that they're facing towards the front of your mat and your fingers are facing towards you. And let's move in those little circles once again in one direction. Just gentle, not pulling too hard. And then switch. Great. And then just give it a gentle pull back. So shifting your hips back just a little bit. Great. And then bring them up. Take the hands to prayer position and place them right in front of you so that your right hand, the back of your right hand is on the mat. And then let's just lean to the left. Great, and then just flip so that the back of your left hand is on the mat, and let's lean to the right. Awesome. Bring them up, give the hands a little shake, and then take your legs out around in front of you. Sitting in about the center of your mat. Lean the torso back in space. Soles start on the mat in front of you, and then bring them up so that shins are parallel to the floor or the ceiling. Point the toes, coming to a boat pose. And if you want to lift the hands, go for it. If you're really just looking to challenge yourself today, you can try straightening the legs. So wherever you're at is perfect. Just starting to warm up the core. And then gently release. Use your hands to prop yourself up into a little yogi squat or malasana, as we like to call it. Elbows press the knees out wide, hands come to prayer. Find a little lift in your pelvic floor or in your hips. Just starting to open up the hips as well. And then slowly shift forward into a froggy pose. So taking the knees out wide. If you need to turn so that your knees are underneath the mat, so that the mat is underneath your knees, go for it. So it's a little more comfortable. Come on to forearms and take the, make sure that your ankles are right parallel with your knees. Flex the feet and sink into your frog pose. Starting off with some deep hip openers here. And then press yourself up, come up, plant the palms shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, and step it back to a downward facing dog. So we'll all meet in a down dog. You want to pedal it out in our first down dog, go for it. Lifting one heel, bending the knee, rooting down through the other, and then switching. Just a few times. Active arms today. We're going to keep our core and our arms engaged. Ears led with biceps. Bring both feet together, root down through the soles, and then lift up the right foot. Bend that knee, and let's do little circles, little open hip circles. So moving in one direction, 3 times, and then in 3 times in the other direction. Inhale, and exhale, shift forward, bring the knee over to the left elbow, and then all the way back to 3-legged dog. Inhale again, and exhale, bring the knee forward, shift forward, and then out to the left side of you. Open up, lift up the left hand to the sky for fallen triangle, and then slowly lower the hips to the floor. Great, sweep this right hand around over to touch, maybe the left foot. Left hand comes behind you, lift up the hips. Slowly come down, come to the center of this wide-legged fold, and just reach the torso down. Fold down, no hands, just for fun maybe. And then come back up, inhale. Plant this right palm nice and strong. We're gonna lift up back to that fallen triangle. So lift up, and then plant the left palm. Come back up, 3-legged dog. Inhale once again, and exhale, shift forward, knee into chest, right knee into chest, and plant that foot. Drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. Low lunge, hands come up. Inner thighs work towards one another as you lengthen the hips down. Bring this left hand to your low back and just find a slight back bend. Look up, inhale, and exhale. Bring it all the way back forward. Hands come to the front. Curl the back toes under, lift up the back knee. Give it a little rock in your runner's lunge, and then just step it up to the top of your mat in a forward fold. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slight bend in the knees. Fingertips come all the way down, around, and up, high to the sky. Palms come to touch at the heart, and then let's just float it back down. Coming back to that forward fold, planting the palms, step it back to a plank, nice and strong. Take your chaturanga however you would like. Shifting forward, keeping the elbows in. Inhaling on the up dog, and then exhaling to all meet in downward facing dog once again. Find one deep breath here. Sigh it out. And let's keep moving. Inhale, root down through the right heel, lift up the left foot, high to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Little circles, moving in 3 circles, one direction. Make sure that your shoulders stay square to the front of the mat while we're doing this. And then 3 the other direction. And then shift forward. Left elbow, left knee to right elbow. Come back up. Inhale, 3-legged. And then shift forward, knee into chest. Moving to fallen triangle on the right side. Lift up the right arm. And then slowly lower the hips. Come to sweep this left hand around to maybe even touch the right toes. Right hand behind you. Lift up the hips. Slowly lower them. Come back to center. Long spine 1st, inhale. Exhale, fold that torso down. 3, 2, 1, Come back up, inhale, plant that left palm nice and strong. Coming back up to that fallen triangle, lifting up, planting the right palm, and coming back to your three-legged dog. Great job. Inhale one more time. Exhale, shift forward. Knee into chest, step that left foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee, uncurl the toes, rise up, low lunge. Relax the shoulders and bring the right hand to your low back. Find a slight back bend. And then exhale. Both hands come to the front. Curl the back toes under, lift up the back knee, runner's lunge. Find a little rock, and then just step it up to the top. Hang out here in this fold just for a moment. Maybe even catching your breath. And then inhale to a flat back, spine parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees, rise all the way up, fingertips down, running up to the sky, palms kiss at standing, and then to the heart. We should now all be in Tadasana or mountain pose. Let's actually take our feet a little bit wider than the hips from here, and make your heels point in and toes point out. Keep your hands in prayer, and then just squat all the way down. You can do it. Coming to that Malasana or Yogi squat at the front of your mat. From here, we're gonna prep for crow pose. So taking the hands forward, if you need to scoot a little bit back like me, you can do that. Just taking a little step back with the toes. Lift up the heels, lift up the butt. Plant your palms shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. Knees come to the back of your armpits or wherever you're at. Look about a foot in front of your hands on the floor, and then just lift one foot and the other. Heels squeeze into the butt, point the toes. And when you're ready, we're gonna either step or hop back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog. Awesome. Take another couple deep breaths here. Find your center, come to the space. Mind focused. And inhale, lift up the right leg. Exhale, shift it forward. Knee to right elbow. Inhale, send it back up to three-legged. Exhale, shift it forward and bring your knee to the outside of your hands. So stepping it into a lizard position so that your right foot is out to the right, maybe even slightly pointing out to the right as well. Active lizard here, so keeping the knee lifted. Lifted and engaged. Maybe that's the theme for this flow today. Lifted and engaged. Great. And then just step it back up to that three-legged dog, nice and strong. Inhale one more time. And exhale, knee to left elbow. Bring it back up. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then just dropping that foot back down to downward facing dog. Inhale, let's just take it straight to the other side. Lift up the left leg. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, back up. Point the toes. Exhale, shift it forward again. This time, bringing the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Maybe slightly pointing out to the left side. And engage the legs here again. Staying in that active lizard. We're really just prepping ourselves for what's to come. And then make sure to plant those palms. Lift back up again to three-legged dog. And then exhale, shift it forward. Knee to right elbow. Back up, inhale. And then drop that left foot. Feet come together once again. Inhale, right leg up to three-legged dog. How many times can we switch? Exhale, knee right in the center, step it through, pivot on the back foot so that you're lining it up, heel to arch alignment, and come up into a warrior two. Bending through the front knee, strong active back leg, relaxing the shoulders, hands in line with the shoulders and look forward. Reverse your warrior, look up, come back to that strong warrior two, and then straighten the front leg, turn those right toes in so that both of your feet are parallel facing the left side of your mat. And then let's just fold forward. Finding a nice forward fold here. You can even take this opportunity to do a headstand, tripod headstand if that's in your practice. If not, you're welcome to stay here with me. And then come up halfway, inhale. And shift to the right, coming into a side lunge, bending through the right knee. If you want to take the deeper side lunge, moving into Skandasana, go for it. You can even open the arms out and come back. Lift up. Let's just shift all the way to the left, bending through the left knee. And again, if you want to take it deeper, go for it, pointing those right toes up, coming and opening the arms, and then shifting back into our fold. Inhale to bring the torso back up to standing. Just point those left toes towards the back of your mat. Place a bend in that knee, and let's open up to warrior two, facing the back of our mat. Again, active legs. And then reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two, shoulders relaxed. And then straighten through that leg, through the front leg. Bring those toes back in. You can kind of heel toe your feet back together a little bit. Take your feet a little wider than hips distance. I'm actually going to turn for you, but you're welcome to stay where you're at just to demonstrate. We're going to go into a Firefly Pose. One of my favorite arm balances. Takes so much strength, stamina, flexibility, and it's just really fun to try and to do. So heels point in, toes out, just like in that yogi squat. Again, feet are a little wider than hips distance. And then just fold forward. All the way down. What you're gonna do is bring your arms inside your legs. Take your hands to the back of your calves to snuggle your shoulders behind your knees. The best that you can. Plant these hands to frame the back of your heels, but fingers face towards the front of the mat. And the key thing in Firefly Pose is to really squeeze those knees into the shoulders the whole time we're in this position. And the whole time you're in the arm balance. So planting those hands, slowly shift the hips back. And as you shift the hips back, your heels might start to lift. So if you're here and you just want to stay here practicing this, that is totally cool. If you want to start to lift the toes, maybe you lift all the way, straightening the arms. And I'm just gonna fix my stance a little. And then when you're ready, straighten through the legs. Point the toes, nice and strong. Engage the core, look forward. And then slowly come back down the way you came. Lift up the hips, come back up through the center, into a forward fold, maybe even a halfway lift, spine parallel to the ceiling. Inhale, maybe even shake out the wrists a little bit, as that one can be a little daunting on the wrists. And then sit down. We're gonna try one more fun posture today. It's not an arm balance, but it is really fun and kind of goes with the Firefly theme. So sit back, lean your torso back in space. It's a form of boat pose, just like we tried in the beginning of class. Lift up the heels. See if you can grab both of your big toes with your pointer and middle finger. So if you want to try normal boat pose, that could be another option if you're not ready for this one. Straighten the legs. Bring them out in front of you. And then slowly open up the legs. And as you open up the legs, bring your torso through the center of this opening, trying to keep the head in line with the spine, breathing, sitting up nice and tall, finding your zen in these difficult postures. And then slowly come back. Bring them back in, bend the knees. You did awesome today. Let's start to wind it down. Shift the hips forward. Slowly roll onto your back. And take both palms to either side of you on the floor. Feet right in front of the thighs. Hips distance, and lift up the hips. Keep a nice space in between your chin and your chest. Look up. Just taking a nice baby bridge today. Since you have worked so hard, you deserve it. Slowly lower down. Let's just shift the hips about 3 inches to the right while you're in this position. Bring both knees to the chest. Squeeze them in, give them a hug. And then use your left hand to guide them to the left side. Right arm comes palm face up to the other side of you. And you can look up or towards that right hand. Maybe taking a moment to close the eyes. Relax through the face, through the jaw. And then slowly bring both knees back up and plant the soles back down. Lift the hips back to center first, and then a few inches to the left this time. Bring those knees back in, hug them into the chest, and then use your right hand to guide both knees to the right side. Left arm comes palm face up to the left side of you, taking the gaze up or towards that palm. Spend this time to really find some stillness and to maybe even focus your attention on those areas that really need softening. that maybe you notice there's tension and can breathe in to release those spots. When you're ready, bring both knees back in, up and in. Plant the soles, bring the hips just to center them in your mat again. And then bring one foot out and then the other. Both palms face up on either side of you. Letting yourself rest in Savasana. You can release any breathing techniques that you might have been trying. Really let yourself go here. Feeling the earth support you from below, as it always does. Feel free to stay here as long as you would like, enjoying the Savasana and this time for yourself. If you would like to come out with me, bring one knee into the chest and then the other. Shifting to one side and using your hand to prop yourself back up to seated. Slowly opening the eyes. Great job today. I am so proud of you for making it through this flow. If you had maybe a difficult time with some of these postures, remember that maybe you can just give yourself some fun goals to work towards, and remember that you always have a community here supporting you. Have a wonderful day. I absolutely loved practicing with you today. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I upload new free yoga classes every single week. Have a wonderful one, and namaste.